On July 29, 2025, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake ruptured the Pacific Ocean floor off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. The seismic shockwave was only the beginning. Tsunami waves, silent and swift, gathered force and raced across the Pacific. Sirens blared from Hokkaido to Hawaii, California to Chile. Millions fled coastal areas, their lives upended in minutes. In Severokurilsk, 16-foot waves flooded streets and knocked out power. In Japan, memories of 2011 resurfaced as evacuations turned tragic. Hawaii braced for impact. Maui was hit by a 5-foot wave, triggering trauma for residents still recovering from the Lahaina fires. Crescent City, California saw a 4-foot surge that damaged its harbor, a stark reminder of the ocean's power. As emergency services scrambled, a different wave-built online Manga prophecy began trending. Social media users shared pages from a cult manga, Tokyo Quake 2038, published nearly a decade earlier. The manga's story seemed to mirror the real disaster with uncanny accuracy. Was this a genuine prediction? Had an artist foreseen the catastrophe? The idea captivated millions. For many, the manga became more than fiction. It felt like a script the world was now following. The line between fiction and reality blurred as people grappled with the thought that this disaster had been foretold in a Japanese comic book. The manga prophecy phenomenon exploded online, fueled by fans in Tokyo and Seoul who recognized the eerie parallels. They posted side-by-side comparisons. The manga's seismological map matched the real quake's epicenter. Unlike vague predictions, the manga's details were specific. Multiple waves, not just one, echoing what seismologists warned on the news. A line from the manga about tsunamis lasting for hours was nearly identical to official safety advice. This gave the prophecy an air of legitimacy, making people wonder if the artist had secret knowledge. The belief in the manga's predictive power offered comfort, a sense of order in chaos. Sharing panels became a communal act, connecting people across the Pacific in a surreal moment of solidarity. As tsunami warnings eased, the focus shifted to reflection. News outlets interviewed manga experts and critics. The question lingered: how could a work of fiction so accurately predict a real disaster? Tokyo Quake 2038's prophetic reputation grew as readers dove into its pages. The manga, by the reclusive Kaito, was a gritty, science-heavy thriller with a cult following. Its story began with seismologists predicting a massive quake off Kamchatka, the same spot as the real event. The manga's tsunami struck Japan, Hawaii, and South America, with illustrations eerily matching real news footage. Even a subplot about California's harbor damage mirrored Crescent City's fate. The human element resonated: mass evacuations, crowded shelters, and families glued to emergency broadcasts, all now real-life scenes. A viral manga panel of a Hokkaido shelter looked identical to a photo from Nemuro. The manga's dialogue about tsunami science echoed official warnings, creating an uncanny feedback loop. Fiction and reality converged, cementing the legend of the manga prophecy. Tokyo Quake 2038 isn't the first time Japanese pop culture seemed to predict the future. Akira, created in the 80s, imagined Tokyo hosting the 2020 Olympics, decades before it happened. The pandemic's disruption of the real Olympics made the parallel even stranger. The Japan Sinks franchise since the 70s has depicted cataclysmic earthquakes and mass displacement, echoing real disasters like Kobe and Tohoku. Neon Genesis Evangelion's apocalyptic climate themes written in the 90s feel more relevant than ever. These stories aren't prophecies, they're reflections of a culture deeply aware of disaster. Japanese fiction acts as a cultural seismograph, recording present anxieties to imagine future crises. Experts say the manga's accuracy comes from research, not prophecy. Japan sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire where earthquakes and tsunamis are a constant threat. Mangaka like Kaito ground their stories in scientific reality, consulting experts and studying seismic data. The Kamchatka epicenter wasn't a wild guess, it's a known seismic hotspot. Disaster fiction in Japan serves as a collective mental rehearsal, helping people process fears and prepare for real emergencies. These stories reinforce the importance of drills, emergency kits, and community cooperation. When disaster strikes, fiction makes official warnings feel familiar. The prophecies are really informed scenarios, blending science with human drama. The magic lies in meticulous research and cultural understanding, not supernatural foresight. The Tokyo Quake 2038 phenomenon shows fiction's real power-shaping behavior in a crisis. The manga's viral spread amplified emergency messages, turning story panels into life-saving advice. Sales of the manga and emergency kits surged. People took preparedness seriously. Local governments saw increased interest in tsunami risk maps. The manga made the threat feel immediate, spurring action more effectively than official pamphlets. Its legacy isn't prophecy, but the influence of storytelling on public safety. These stories act as modern fables, embedding caution and resilience in our collective memory. The real question isn't did it know, but are we ready?